Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Dr. K Speaks. We have entered a new dimension in time. We are being called to evolve, transform. Join us. Today is a very special day. I have here my best friend and mastermind partner, Goddess, and we're going to be doing a video for you. And we're going to be talking about a lot of deep subjects today. So we're just going to let it flow and see where the spirit takes us. And just stick around because I know it's going to be some good stuff coming out of here. First and foremost, I want everybody to be introduced to Goddess. So Goddess, why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
My name is Goddess, and that is my creative and spiritual name, and it's spelled Godis, which simply says God is. Either we live in the reality that God isn't, or we live in the reality that God is. So,
all right, Goddess. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the meaning of life, the purpose for being on the planet. What do you think that's about?
Well, that's a big question that a lot of people I know are asking, because people are working, some of them 2 jobs, and they're tired, and they're just trying to stay ahead of the bills. And I know a lot of them are asking, is this it? Is this what this journey is all about? We always go back to the foundation, which is who we truly are.
Yes.
And not our personality self, not our persona, but we are in essence spirit beings.
Having a human experience.
And that for me was the most profound revelation, to know that I am spirit. And this is a spiritual journey.
Yeah.
And so what does that mean, right?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's unpack that.
Well, we always say that this is Earth School.
Earth School. Yes, the universe is a university, and Earth is Earth School.
Where we as spirit beings come to evolve and grow through our life story.
Yes.
So, Goddess is a persona. It's my birth name was originally Eldana. And so I inherited a story when I came onto this planet.
Okay.
And that story was I was born to 2 drug addicted parents, and the different things that happened in my life were part of my spiritual growth journey.
Right.
Because through these things I was able to acquire certain knowledge and wisdom that can only come through experiences. But I had to surrender those experiences to God so that God could teach me the messages and the knowledge and wisdom I was to gain through these experiences. So this journey is about inner growth, spiritual growth, transformation.
And we all have a story, just like God has said. We all have a story. Our persona is just that, a persona. Is not who we truly are. As I always speak, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and everything is in divine order. So this is our earth suit, okay? And science has already proven that everything is energy vibrating at a certain frequency. So even this is not real. But even more than that, we are the spirit beings that exist within this dwelling.
Yeah.
And when we come to the planet, we have a story that we are playing out, that we are living out.
Yeah.
And then we can get beyond that story, although it's still kind of a story within a story outside of a story. But once you recognize that you are in this story, and then you start to consciously write your own story, that's right there. That's it. That's right there. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
You kind of. I look at it as being back here. You're observing yourself. You're back here witnessing what's happening. And when you understand that you are not this body, but you are the spirit. Because when you leave the planet, you leave the body.
Absolutely.
And so you go back to the nothingness or the no thing that you came from. Because in that essence, I am not. Eldana, I am not Goddess. I am spirit. Right?
Absolutely.
So if we can understand that, then we can be a witness to our stories. And in that context, we can begin to create in our story, and we can see it and make conscious choices, and not just let life happen, but be able to make things happen based upon the awareness that we have the power of choice.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I'm really keen on, is how we have the power of choice, but a lot of people don't consciously exercise that choice because all of our brains are wired for habit. From the time we show up on the planet, whatever our parents teach us, whatever we observe on a regular basis, whatever we hear on a regular basis, when you go to school, your teachers are wiring your brain, programming your brain. And then from that point, we are operating every day. Our behaviors, our thinking is from all of those things that we learned and observed and witnessed along the way, repetitiously.
Right.
So then for the majority of our day, if we're operating on automatic pilot, within that story, but then only a small part is for conscious thought, then it's like you're not really choosing, in a sense. Consciously, you're not choosing. Exactly. You're just operating from your program.
Yeah.
And we're talking about conscious choice because we all have free will. And we all have freedom of choice.
Let's give an example of that.
Okay.
Let's talk about a belief system, or a belief that a person would inherit through their environment. That they would in turn live out.
Okay.
So let's, what would you say would be a good scenario? Something that you would take on and you would believe and then live out.
Okay, here's one right here. So a lot of people that I've worked with, and then I've even had the experience myself, and I know you've had it too, growing up in an environment where you don't feel valued and you don't feel valuable. And why is that? Because you got a parent or a caregiver that is belittling you, saying negative things about you, calling you names, or just like really not even giving you attention. So then you start to experience not being valued. And then you don't even know how to value yourself, because if we're programmed from day one, and then you got the person who is there, your guidance, your caregiver is the one that's programming you. Well, if they're demonstrating to you that you're not valuable because of how they're treating you, then as you age, then you start to express yourself as not being valuable. You can end up in relationships that don't value you. And how can you end up in relationships that don't value you? Because you don't value yourself. You stay in those relationships because you don't value yourself. So that's a good example, because a lot of people are unhappy in the relationships that they find themselves in. But then they're choosing to be in that relationship over and over and over again. And how can you be in a relationship that doesn't even feel good to you, where you're not being valued? It's because you don't value yourself. For everyone out there who has children, you can really relate to this. When you have a child, if you take your child to the babysitter, and then that babysitter starts treating your kid mean, and you find out about it, are you going to continuously take your child to that babysitter? No. Why? Because you value your child. You love your child. And there is no way that you would want to knowingly put your child under the care of somebody who is disrespecting them, maybe even abusing them. Right? So now the same way, you take yourself and you put yourself in a relationship. If you stay in that relationship when you're being abused, when you're being disrespected over and over and over again, then that is demonstrating that you don't value yourself. Because if you did value yourself, then you would remove yourself from that relationship. You will find a way to get out. You will make a way to get out. Just like you would not leave your child in the care of somebody who's abusive, you find a way to get another babysitter, or you stay home, you'll do something, but you're just not going to willingly send your child to be abused by somebody.
And the thing about when things happen in your life, relationships are a powerful tool to let us know what is in our consciousness, what is the belief system that is creating this situation. And so in relationships, you get to see, by virtue of what you draw into your life, what your consciousness is. So your outer world is a reflection of your inner world.
It's a mirror.
So if you have a person that in front of you that is not valuing you, then if you look at that as information, then you can use that to start beginning to value yourself.
Absolutely.
Because like attracts like. In order for you to attract that person, you would have to have a certain consciousness, which becomes a frequency that magnetizes those type of people to you. You know, so
and with that mirror, every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. So just like you said, when you're looking at that reflection, that other person is showing up and they're not valuing you in the way that you know you should be valued. Okay, so now that's a challenge for you. That's an obstacle, and it is an opportunity of growth for you in there.
And I like the fact that we know these principles because that person agreed before you were born, when you were in the spirit realm, to play that particular role in your life.
She's going deep now.
Yeah, they signed up because what people don't realize is that before you came into this body, you had a conversation with God, and in that conversation, it was decided, you know, where you would live, the parents you'd be born to, and the story that you would inherit in this journey. And there were certain people that said, certain spirits that say, I'll pay the abusive boyfriend, or I'll pay the child. So these people agreed so that you could see the shadows within yourself, so you could see the places within yourself that needed to be elevated, needed to be transformed. Because that's the purpose of Earth School, is for you as a spirit being to come into this physical reality and evolve through your experiences.
And evolve to where?
Evolve to becoming your highest self.
So, which is all about love, it's all about peace, it's all about harmony, it's about unity and accepting.
Yes. To become the greatest version of yourself, or the highest vision of yourself, is what we talk about.
Absolutely.
And you know, and what is that? You know what I'm saying? Is what is that? I think people know that there is a greater version of themselves, because when we do things that are unloving, when we do things that are not kind, first thing people will say was, that's not really me. That's not really who I am. Why are we saying that? Because there's deep within us, there is a knowing that we're greater than how we're showing up. And all the things that are happening on this planet is calling us to greatness. It's calling us to be more peaceful, to be more loving. You know, it's calling us to choose again.
Absolutely.
You know?
Always remember that one of your greatest powers is the power of choice, and that your belief systems, whether you are aware of them or not, affects the choices that you make. And most important, you are more powerful than you think you are. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Check out Goddess's pocket-sized book entitled The Book of Wisdom. It's a 40-page powerful book of affirmations that will assist you on your journey. Order by email at goddess@yahoo.com. That's GODDESSGODIS@yahoo.com. Also, my book and workbook are available on Amazon. This powerful duo will help you to reprogram your brain to bring you what you want in life. My book is entitled, I Rewired My Brain, My Journey to Freedom. And the workbook is entitled, I'm Rewiring My Brain, My Journey to Freedom. Thank you for listening. And if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe so that you can be aware of all of the videos that I've already posted and ones that I will continue to post on how to become the highest version of yourself.